G'day, g'day, this is Yummy Cheese Man, and I wanted to quickly take you through the OCE shuffle. This season we've had the biggest shuffle in Rocket League history, not just for Oceania, but also NA and EU. Every single team in the top 8 has changed or broken up completely to reform a new team. There's been retirements, there's been people being dropped left, right and centre, people being picked up, a few new additions that we can expect to make the top 8. This is Chiefs vs Tainted Minds in the finals of last season of the OCE Championship. And unfortunately, one of the members of these two teams will not be playing anymore. That's Jake is out. But Kami is filling his spot now on the Chiefs. They want to win the World Championship. They believe that Kami is the player that can help them do that. And I think that's not a bad shout. They're probably the 3 best mechanical players in OCE right now. Only a couple of people could fight them for that claim. And considering how much they grind, I think they're going to be just as dominant as they were before. Maybe even better than the old Chiefs team. With Tainted Minds on the other side, they have split up. All 3 going their own way. And CJ is going to remain under that roster. He's joined with the 2 dark-sided players, Express and Shady. Express joined them first, joined CJ first, and then Shady came afterwards. And that means that they still have a quite solid roster and potentially even better than the old dark-sided roster, which you would definitely hope, considering dark-sided came 3rd. And for those who are a big CJ fan, I wouldn't be too worried. I think this is the team with the best chance to make it back to RLCS. There's definitely a couple of teams that will challenge them here. We'll start off with Legacy Esports. They've dropped Delusion, of all players. He was a bit of a star, but he's also a very greedy player, and instead they've opted to go for Retirement Homes Days. So I'm not sure on that decision 100%. We'll see if they put in the work, because if they do, they will be great. But if they do not, then I think they might struggle. But they definitely felt like they needed to make a change. They did well during league play last season, but once it came to the finals, they weren't able to get it, and they came 4th. And with Dumbo in Darksided, having left that, and Jules leaving Tainted Minds, they decided to form a team alongside Zen from Avant, and they are on Team Dharma, which is a great name for that team. We wouldn't call them very intelligent on the pitch. They often try and play as fast as possible. They go for a lot of risks. For those teams, those viewers that really love risk-taking teams, exciting teams, this is the team for you. They might be able to cause some big upsets. They might be a team that could take down the Chiefs on the right day. But for now, they have to really work hard to get their trio together, coming from very different play styles. And not really being known for the 3 players on their team to dictate how the game is played. Retirement Home have split. Days has moved on. Elusive is now the sub for Chiefs, which at least is going to get him the RLCS Elite title, which he hasn't had after being in every single OCE League play so far. And Kia seems to have retired. This is the first time in the OCE Championship that he has not signed up. For Jam Gaming, they have had lots of movement in the off-season, more than any other team. Decker was dropped, and they picked up Snarf, who is an old-school player who did retire for a while. He played with Bango before even RLCS was a thing in OCE. And so now they're back together. Walcott left to see if he could find a top 4 team while Outlast joined, and then Outlast was gone, and now they have Vive, who is a brand new player into the OCE Championship. So I'm excited to see how Vive goes on this team and how far they can go. Definitely a shout still for making it into the top 8. Avant have split up with Zen leaving. Plitz decided to retire, and Sammy has left for this next team as well, which we're going to mention the Love Decks, the final team that was in OC League play. CJM left, again, another player looking to get into the top 4 scenario in OCE. Definitely a lot of potential. He was their star player. So they moved Kurto up to the core. And now Monty is left with Sammy to replace him. So even though it is the same Lovedex team, it's now playing under Team Cryptic. And they've got 2 brand new players, Adzi filling that one out. Finally, there's a few teams to watch. Downloadable content. As mentioned before, CJM, Lim, and Walcott. 3 players that are really high potential. I think they can definitely make it. CJ and Lim famously played under the Chiefs in the Elite Series. And I think they're a very good shout for the top 8. I definitely think they'll make it. Pneumono Ultra, Microscopic Silico, Volcaniconiosis with Change, Talendina, and Frenzy have been stars during the off-season. They played a lot. They've been together actually probably the longest out of any team in OCE right now, considering all the changes. And I think it's their time, they're due to make it into the top 8 as well. We've got Chimpwits with Delusion, Deca, and Requiem, all who have league play experience. And Delusion, a lot of people have high hopes for him, so a good chance of them making it in. And Cooking Babies, that's Daisu, Rothy, and Outlast, and I mention them because they have Daisu and Outlast who have played together. They were there in RLCS Season 3 in their top 8, and definitely have the mechanics. But it is a completely different season. I'm excited to see how everyone goes across the season. I still think that the Chiefs will be the #1 team. There's a bit of a toss-up for that second place, but I do expect Tainted Minds to go through. But I'm really excited to see how they get through the qualifiers and who ends up in that top 8. I'll keep you updated every week on how OCE is going, but for now, have a great day.